Hi guys, and welcome back to Lasting Peace. I am visiting with you today from way outside in nature by the Riverwalk in Columbus, Georgia. Wanted to talk to you a little bit today about rules. After this, I will give you a little bit more the rest of the week on my blog, going into a little more depth. But let's go ahead and get started. Most of the time in society, it's a good thing to be known as a rule follower. When it comes to recovering from an illness, it's good to follow the rules that the doctors would prescribe. When it comes to recovering from an eating disorder, it's essential to follow the rules that are laid out by a caring team of professionals. When you read my book, Almost Nothing, or when you follow us here at Lasting Peace, you'll understand that I am 100% in favor of professional help for eating disorders. That said, there are a couple things to keep in mind, especially once physical health has been restored. Things that make a difference between a temporary truce and complete freedom from your eating disorder. I remember two specific rules or instructions that were given to me by medical professionals that, even though they came with the best of intentions, actually exacerbated my eating disorder and delayed my recovery. The first was, make sure that you eat X number of calories every day. The second was, keep a food journal. Write down everything you eat. Both those instructions quickly became ritualistic requirements for me that continued to bind me to my eating disorder and forced me to think about food, to count my calories, to analyze every decision. Instead of learning how to listen to my body and relax in God's good care for me and learn to enjoy food and exercise as He intended them to be, the blessings that they are. The trouble with recovering from an eating disorder is the fact that most rules or prescriptions can become just as dangerous as the initial symptoms of the eating disorder or have the opposite of their intended effects. Here's a quote that I discovered recently in a study by Fairburn, Cooper, and Schafrin. It was published in 2003. In Fairburn and colleagues' influential transdiagnostic cognitive behavioral theory of the development and maintenance of eating disorders, over-evaluation of eating, weight, and shape interacts with perfectionistic standards for achievement and self-control to drive the development and maintenance of eating disorder symptoms. At the bottom of this video, I'll provide a link to the full study for you. But in synopsis of what they're saying, rules and regulations, requirements, strict guidelines can be complicated by eating disordered persons generally. Their perfectionistic tendencies, and they can latch on, as I did, to this is what's right, this is what I have to do, and it can quickly become an obsession and perpetuate the problem. Now, I'm speaking personally here. This is my recovery experience from an eating disorder of restriction. Once I regained my physical health, even to this day, there remains within me a longing to establish some type of rules, some set of rules that I can follow in regard to my food and exercise that will guarantee me the results I want and take away the fear of the unknown. I believe, though, that true recovery is about freedom, not simply adopting a new set of rules. The Bible says in Galatians 5:1, "It is for freedom that Christ set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." On Wednesday, as I mentioned, I will explain more about my struggle with a set of rules that I tried to structure my recovery around, and for many, many years actually just made things worse. And I stayed, even once I was at the right healthy weight, I stayed stuck in rituals and frustrating bondage. So I look forward to seeing you again next week, and I hope you visit me at my blog, Predatory Lies, on Wednesday and Friday. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.